Well, here we are. I guess it's pretty much done here. You can see what's going on and how it compared to before. So a couple things I'm going to point out here. First of all, the paint on this hood seems like it's a little bit different than even the paint on the fender of the donor car it came from. So since it looks like an aftermarket hood and painted after the fact, they didn't get it quite right. Maybe you can kind of see that here. So that's a bummer, but that's just kind of my luck there. Also, I didn't know this until a friend pointed out, so thanks a lot. The replacement headlight assembly here, which is in good shape, has these gray areas, bottom and top, whereas the ones that I had here are chrome all the way around, which is my preference. And I didn't really realize that when I pulled it off the donor car. So I guess that's something I might have to try and look for and replace in the future. But some things to kind of talk about here. Here's the seam of the hood and the fender, and that's as good as I can get it. But the hood's a little bit lower here than the fender, so it's a little bit lower right here all the way. Still a bit lower here than here. This is a little higher, and it's kind of a little bit in. And so all I can guess is that the mounting points that got bent for the fender don't quite line up to factory specs, so it's a little bit off here. Not very noticeable, but you know, there it is. And so in trying to get things to look their best, I've washed the car and done a lot of washing and cleaning and buffing and waxing and all kinds of stuff here to get it to look okay. So the overall impression is pretty good. If you can see right here, there was a lot of scraped up damage on my donor parts, like along the door right here. So I had a lot of little bits here that I had to put some touch-up paint on, and I'll probably have to do that a bit more there. But that's just kind of what you get when you do it low budget. It's not going to look like it came from a body shop, clean and pristine off the factory floor here. Now you might notice the handles are different. These are just little chrome overlays, and I still have to put this one on here. Also notice this is different right here. This is an aftermarket chrome overlay. So I've ordered those and they're on their way. Then I can put this on here, and of course I got to put this on first before I put on the vent visor here, which I do want to have. I do like having these, really good for lots of reasons. But while we're on this topic of this door, there's one little problem here. You might notice I can do this. I can kind of push that in a little bit. And so it actually looks okay. So kind of step back and look at it. It doesn't seem to have any problems. But if I come up here, I can see that this door is actually sticking out a little bit more than this door. And even though it's making contact here, and you've got the this with a seal weather stripping that I replaced, I can actually tell that it's not quite where it needs to be, because when I'm driving I get a bit of wind noise right along in here. So this is not sealed up as much as it should be. So I'm not sure what the final solution to that would be. Here are some things that I have tried based on a bit of research. If you open this up here, the one thing is the striker. So you can take the striker, and these are some large T nuts here, and I loosened these and pushed it in this way as much as I could. So you can do that. There's some positioning here with the striker. It didn't, when I tightened it up again, it didn't really seem to have moved much, but you can adjust this a little bit for door positioning. Also, of course, we've got the hinges here, and so I might try this again, but I have loosened those up and tried to kind of adjust the door as much as I can. What I've noticed in looking at this here is that right here, this front door is a little bit in, So it's a little bit in right here and doesn't come out to this part of the door. And then up here, it's a little bit out, where this is a little bit in. So it's like the whole thing is twisted a little bit. And I've tried to adjust with the bolts on the hinges. I might try that again. Something else I've seen that you can do, at least from some interesting videos I've seen online, is if you brace the door, and I tried this with a rubber mallet, brace the door against kind of around here in this area where you got something against the metal of the door here and against the frame there. And then here's the important part: with the window down, the window down here, you grab a hold of this top and you kind of push it in. You're almost trying to bend it. So bend it kind of closer to the frame here. And I did that a little bit, and it seemed like maybe I got it a little bit closer there. Anyway, it shuts nicely and feels okay, but it's just kind of sticking out a little bit at the top and maybe in a little bit at the bottom. And that could be because the impact torqued my frame a little bit, and I'll never quite get it perfect. So again, that's kind of what you get, you know, going the budget way around this. But I think all in all, when you kind of compare what it looked like before and now after, and the fact that everything is functioning, and even with the upgraded doors, I got some extra function there. Not too bad of a job. I'm hoping no other problems pop up. And as far as a description of the cost, I'll put that, or a total of the cost will be in the description below. Now your mileage may vary on this. If you're doing something like this, the real crucial part is going to be what you can find at a junkyard and what kind of deal that you can cut with them, because that's where your major costs are going to be in replacing body panels and doors and hoods and things. So that's what you'll be looking for. You can buy all that stuff online, even painted to match, but that will cost you a lot of money. So my suggestion is find the same car that's the same color, and maybe with this Altima I was kind of lucky, but there seemed to be a decent amount of those around, at least in my area. So anyway, that's it. Seems to look okay, and actually I got it done much sooner than I thought. So if anyone has any other ideas on ways I can improve this, or especially how I might be able to get that door to seal better, let me know. But that's it. That's the end of this series of repairs, and I hope you found it helpful. Leave me any helpful comments on what was good or what I could do better, and I'll try to respond.